Moving a complex database like SAP HANA or SQL Server during a failover is incredibly complicated. There's boot order dependencies, service placement requirements, application specific configurations. How does SIOS ensure that secondary nodes come up in the correct sequence and meet all those vendor specific requirements during an actual failover event?
Right. And like you said, it's complex and there's a lot of moving parts in these types of situations. So there's not just one answer to that question, but there's multiple measures for how SIOS products approach making sure that this is correct. The first one would be the use of the SIOS, what we call Application Recovery Kits, ARKs. And what these are, they are software kits in the SIOS products that are made to protect very specific resources in your landscape. And they are engineered and designed with the needs of those resources in mind, following the best practices of the original software vendors and providers. So they take into account the different components that it needs to function correctly, what needs to be present, what needs to be moved around with it, and handles as part of monitoring and protecting and administering that resource, that application, that database, the related components as well. There's also interplay between different types of resources protected within SIOS products, like the IP that might be used for connecting to it, the storage that has to underlie the database, and they have their own very specific checking and monitoring and failover capabilities that are implemented alongside it. And then dependency systems that are put in place usually automatically when you create the resource, or you can change them up based on the specific needs of your environment, to make sure that they all come up together, they go down together, they move between servers together, and they're always online on the same system at any given point in time, so that the applications have what's needed of them, as well as being able to fill in perhaps the little gaps that might exist unique to your environment with fully customizable resource types through use of generic applications where you can define your own scripts, and quick service protection where you can identify services on the system at the operating system level that do need to be online together, like if you have additional extra components or things that your organization has developed yourself that need to be running.